Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. Thanks for joining me today. So glad that you're here. We are continuing down the royalty family debacle with this video today. Pierre is coming on again. He's from Mexico, and we've gotten together and we've compiled this video, and he sent me some footage and things that are going to break your heart. Today we're focusing on Andrea Rincon. Her name is a bunch of different names, but it's basically Andrea Rincon. Ex-porn star, all this kind of stuff coming across like she's innocent and all this. She's not. Andrea Rincon is a very violent person, and we have proof in this video of her violence. I showed you in the last video. She's jumping on the car. She's unhinged. She's nuts. She's not someone that Ferran needs to be around at this point. Ferran needs his real dad. Ferran needs to be taken away from the spotlight and stop being exploited and live a normal life. That's what I'm gonna do. And he will never ever get that with Ali and Andrea. It's never gonna happen. Also in this interview, we do drop a bomb. Okay, we do say something that Pierre's lawyer thinks is going on with Andrea. It's crazy. Let's get to it. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name is Josh. Today we're giving you an update on the Ferran royalty family Pierre case. It's going to get a little bit crazy in this one. This is where we talk a lot about Andrea, less about Ali, a little bit about Ali, but it's more focused on Andrea and who she really is, the violence, the police reports, videos, evidence of this thing that's going on, and conjecture. And I think, Pierre, you're going to tell me right now that you think that Andrea actually physically assaulted Ferran, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Pierre, give me an update. Since our last video, what has kind of happened since then? Like, has any movement been made? Has she called you? What's been going on?
Well, I have already texted her a lot of times. Mm-hmm. As I send you the pictures of the talking parents.
Yep.
He only says the same thing as 6 months later. That you can see Ferran in webcam. Mm-hmm. I need to be there, and I want to record the webcam you are going to do with my son.
Yeah. So updating is that, and then she went silent on families, right? She went silent until what, like 2 days ago?
Yes. My mom texts her. And my dad asking her, please let us see Ferran because we are so old and they are really old. So they want to see my son. You know, with the COVID, nobody knows if you can get sick and maybe you don't do it. Mm-hmm. So they text it and she don't answer nothing.
Okay, so your parents are getting older. They want to see Ferran there, his grandparents, yes. His biological grandparents. She won't let them, so she went silent. But until recently, then she got back to you. What did she just recently say to you?
Nothing. They said the same.
Oh, it's the same copy and pasted thing? Yeah.
Copy and paste. I asked her for different things, like, for example, what is the immigration status of my son? Mm-hmm. At what school does my son assist? I want to know why, when she comes to Mexico, she don't allow me to see my son. I ask her 3-4 questions more about my son. How about the health? And she don't answer nothing. And
I think that's because last time we discussed, the lawyer sent me a message and you just said, look, Andrea offered for you to see him, but you're like, you don't want to do it that way. You don't feel safe that way. You want to do it through professionals. And so that's where we left off. Since then, Pierre and I have been talking about, like, let's discover who Andrea really is.
Yes.
And some things have been uncovered. You sent me some videos. And so the first thing I want to talk about is Andrea's violence, which we did touch on last time. But I'm going to show a video now and see if I can get up so you can see it. Pierre sent me this as a screen recording of, set this up for me, Pierre. Is this, you were at your apartment, yours, yes, not Andrea's apartment, and she came. What happened before this video was shot?
She called me she said, "I wanna talk to you. I'm outside of your apartment. Let me in." So I opened the door, and she began to say to me, "I wanna be with you. I wanna save my marriage." I said to her, "Listen, I'm doing my stuff. Let me alone. I wanna be alone. I don't wanna be with you anymore. The only thing we have in the middle is my son, but that's it. We are done." And she began to get so crazy because she began to beg me a lot to save the marriage.
Okay. Now I want to set this up too, that you guys did try to reconcile the marriage first, right? And we'll go over a video of how that kind of went down, because it shows more violence on her side, but it also shows that the video of you recording her talking to Ali and everything else, proving that Ali took all her passwords and everything. That's theft. But we're going to look at that in a second. So this is what Pierre, it's a very short video, but this is what Pierre captured at that moment.
Yo no estoy haciendo nada. Vino a destrozar mi departamento.
Okay. Now I wanted to show you guys that one because that shows Andrea coming towards Pierre and physically assaulting him. Now, did you call the police and file a police report based on that video, on that set of violence?
On that video, no. I don't know why I didn't do it. But she, as you see in the video, she came and she hit me.
Yes.
I went to the floor. She destroyed most of my department. After that, I said, please go. And she left.
A lot of people are going to ask you why you didn't call the police and everything else. But now hear me out, Pierre, and I might be wrong about this, but it sounds like this is what your life was anyway. And that's when her fame started increasing, her mind was changing, and then the cheating allegations, and she thought, well, I don't want this, and then you were done with her, which is then had her come over to the house. And so people are going to ask. I just wanted to make sure that we realize that you just want to get out of this situation, and also that's still the mother of your child. But I think what we're going to see as we progress through this is that it got too much, and that's why you did file police reports, and that's why you did file a claim for domestic violence. And we're going to show you 2 instances of her filing for being filed against you, and Ali both filed domestic violence papers, and we'll show that in a second. But before we get there, everybody, trigger warning. This is Ferran, a video of you in the car with Ferran, and he is crying because set me up for this video. Why did you start recording this video?
I pick up him from her mom's house, and most of the time when I pick up him, he came crying, and I asked for my son, what happened? And she said, like, every week, my mom hits me, I don't want to be with my mom, I don't want to stay with her, I want to be with you. And that moment I said, I'm going to take it. But I don't know why. I can prove something maybe in the future.
That makes sense. Now,
So
is she with Ali full time at this point?
Not at the beginning.
So she
Like
was
3
so
months
so this is where all the turmoil is happening. This is where she wants to get back with you, and you're trying, but you denied her. She's angry, and so this is a video of Ferran admitting that she hits him. Okay, so let's watch this together. Okay, hold on. Trigger warning. This is Ferran crying, and it's going to break your heart. Okay, so just if you don't want to hear a kid in distress, please don't watch this part of the video.
¿Por qué estás así, mi amor? Cuéntame, mi amor. ¿Qué te pasó, mi amor? ¿Te hicieron algo en la casa de tu mami? Mi amor. ¿Por qué lloras, gordito? ¿Estás bien? Pero si estabas contento, ¿no? Cuéntame. Cuéntame, mi amor. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué lloras? Si te acabo de recoger de casa de tu mami. ¿Qué pasó, mi amor? Cuéntame. A ver, calma. ¿Qué tienes, gordo? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Por qué lloras, mi amor? ¿Te molesta que haya yo ido por ti a casa de tu mami? ¿No? ¿Te pasó algo? ¿Qué te pasó? ¿Pero alguien te pegó?
Mi mamá.
¿Tu mamá te pegó? ¿En dónde? ¿En dónde?
Aquí.
¿Y por qué? ¿Te pegó o te pegaste?
Me pegó ella.
¿Y por qué, mi amor? ¿Por qué te pegó? ¿Qué hiciste?
Nada.
Tiene que haber un motivo por qué tu mamá te haya pegado. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Por qué? ¿Mm?
Estaba jugando. Estaba jugando y me pegó.
Bueno, entonces fue un accidente. ¿Verdad?
Me dejó rojo el pie.
¿Te dejó rojo el pie? ¿Pero te pegó porque te regañó o porque fue un accidente?
Me regañó.
¿Porque te regañó?
Me pegó aquí. Estaba rojo antes. Estaba más rojo.
¿Antes estaba más rojo? ¿Mm? No llores más, ¿ok?
No puedo pagar porque me duele mucho.
Okay, now I wanted to play that in its entirety because it's important. That's not as like, yes, he's hurt, but it also sounds like he's heartbroken. So, as a dad of myself, you know the difference between certain cries. It hurts, but it sounds like he was just done. Like something happened. She scolded him for something. He wouldn't say what it was. But you're outside picking this kid up. Does she hit him right before he comes outside? And why would she do that? Is she angry that you're coming to pick him up, or what's going on here?
I really don't know. She, as I told you, one time she pushed me to the closet and my kid come from the bed and she put the face, her hand in the face, and he began to bloat. She's so aggressive. She's so aggressive.
She really is.
I don't know what happened inside. I can't talk about something I really don't know. I've never been there.
Yep. Now that is just one more step and one more proof of it all. I want to also show this video. It's called Free of Mom. It's the one you sent me of him wanting to be free of his mother, right? This is Ferran saying he doesn't want to be there anymore.
Yes.
Okay, let's watch it.
No te voy a entregar con tu mamá hoy, te voy a entregar hasta mañana. ¿Estás de acuerdo?
Sí.
Ok.
¡Ay! ¡Sí, estoy libre de mi mamá! ¡No puedo creer! ¡Ustedes pueden creer! ¡Qué feliz estoy por estar libre de mi mamá! ¡Bye!
Oh, está lindo.
Okay, now that's him being happy to be free from his mom. Now, what I think a lot of people are going to, and I'm going to just suggest it because people will suggest it, that you told him to say that. Now, what was the context of him saying that?
No, before what happened, that day, I left my son. It was the change in Burbank. So Andrea came to my car, and I used to be now with Alexa at that moment. So Ferran came, said goodbye to Alexa, and said goodbye to me. And when Andrea saw that Ferran was telling Alexa goodbye, she gets so crazy. She began to hit the window, the ceiling, and my son began to stress so much. This guy, Ali, stopped her. I ran in my car, and I said, listen, Ferran, this is not good what your mom is doing. Hold on. Let's see what happened. So I drive to my house. I called the police, and the police said to me, "You need to make a police report." I make a police report in Burbank because that is violence, so hard. And the police said to me, "Okay, don't drop the kid," and that's the way I taped him.
Yeah, you recorded him. Now, it needs to be said that this is before YouTube and acting and all that stuff, and that kid right there, the pure joy in his face that he's away from his mother, is very telling, and it's very, very, very crazy, right? Has a judge ever seen something like these videos?
No,
and that's
never allowed me.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow you to show it. I mean, why would you allow to show proof? I mean, why? Why would they let you show proof? It's so stupid. So, okay, so that just kind of goes into, we saw the last video with Andrea jumping on the car when you and Ali were in the vehicle talking. And now we've got these two, we're going to bring up these two DV reports. You recorded a domestic violence report, correct? Or was it a restraining order? Which one was it?
Which one?
Yours, that you filed against her. Was it restraining or was it domestic violence?
Restraining order.
Yes.
And the Burbank, I put domestic violence.
Yes. Okay, so we've got a friend who's helping us in California, and she's amazing. And I want to just say shout out, thank you so much for helping us. We really appreciate you. But she's managed to get these reports, and in your case, the report that she got for you, we know that exists. But I don't know if a lot of people know this, but that Ali also filed a restraining order against her.
Yes.
And I'm going to read that to you guys here. And there's some text messages that we have there that she's trying to... So Ali Saleh writes a DV report. So it's a domestic violence report from Ali Saleh against Yuli Andrea Espada on 11/6/15. Okay. This says she continues to follow me and threaten me. I am worried she might hurt me. This is from a guy who's like 6'3". Andrea is like 110 pounds without her fake boobs. Okay. And it says... She rear-ended me before while I was in the vehicle. So she's hit him with her vehicle. Okay? That's what he's saying. And you too. And we know that. Yeah. We have that proof. So this is showing you a pattern of abuse and abusive tendencies against you and Ali and Ferran. So again, everybody wants to put Ali as the bad guy because he is the bad guy too. But in the middle of this, Andrea is the bad guy all through this whole thing. Okay? So it says this. It says, person continued to follow me around and threaten me with messages. Okay. I don't want nothing to do with her and she won't accept that. She rear-ended me before and so it's been signed there. I have the paper. You can see it right here. Now that's interesting because we know you filed the same type of report and also that you had guys following you. And we have that video here. We played that video. And those guys, person has found a connection between what we think is that guy in the video. Now you said that these are the guys that you followed after they threatened you with a knife, correct?
Yes.
You were moving out. They came up to you. Tell me how that whole thing went down. Because we have talked about this before, but now I want to talk about who we think it is.
Yes. I was moving I used to live in North Hollywood because a lot of time, 4 times, they damaged my 4 wheels. They paid my car and scratched it with a knife. The gray one, you can see clearly it's painted, but I have another BMW black, and it was screwed with knife all the car. And I said, I didn't have like a door outside of my house. My cars were always at the street, so I couldn't do nothing. It was my house. I was renting, so I said to my girl, let's move. I'm done. So we make package. We call a friend who have a truck, and he said to me, "I will help you with the moving." So I said, "Perfect." He bring another guy, and we began to put the boxes into the truck. And my girl suddenly came running. She was alone outside, and she came running and said to me, Pierre, help. There are 2 guys with knife coming against us. And I said, what? And this guy ran with a piece of wood, and he down the stairs and began to say some things to this guy.
So your friend grabbed a piece of wood to protect himself.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes. And these guys crossed the street. My friend said to me, "Take your car and take your girlfriend with you and stay here. The moving is almost ready. Go."
Call the police. You called the police?
And he said, "You can first go to the driveway, to the freeway, and stop in the middle of the freeway.
Wow.
So you can, in that way, you can see that nobody is following you.
Yeah. Okay.
Go to your new home.
Yep.
And wait you there. And after that, make the police report."
It's so crazy. It's so scary. So why did you record them? So why did you record them?
I took my phone and I began to record them because I said, I can show something to the police. Maybe, I don't know. Everything I take it.
Fill some holes for me here, though. So why did they stop attacking you? What happened?
They began to scream each other. Like, "Hey, what up?"
Yep.
In bad words. And my friend is so
he's a big guy. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Yep.
And
they left. And then they left. They left because he had a piece of wood. He's a big guy, so they left. Okay. And they saw that you leave, so they started leaving. So this is what he captured
and
here.
When I was leaving, and I tipped them, they say, "Oh, you."
Yeah. Okay. Question though: are your windows tinted?
No.
Okay. Good. So they know you're recording. So here it is.
Yes.
So this matters what this guy does at the end. There they are. Note the guy on the left. Watch what he does. There. Now it's important to note that it shows kind of that those are likely the guys, right? Because why is he giving you the finger for no reason, right? So those are the two guys that allegedly attacked you, right? We can't say that because we have no definitive proof, but we reached out to, we found something that could have been those guys. Yeah, so this, I want to point out that it looks just like this guy, and I reached out to him and I want to talk about this. His name is Jason Facey1 on Instagram. And if you go through his videos, I'm showing you the video with him and Andrea doing a dance video. So they are connected. Now, It just happens that he looks almost identical to the guy in the photo, okay? And I reached out to him and I asked him, "Hey, is this you in the video?" And he avoided my questions for the longest time. I have someone who is accusing you of this, who took a video of you and thinks this is you. All I need you to do is give me a verbal response that it's not you, and I'll use, and that's your statement for this thing, right? Because he's very close to Andrea. Right, this guy really is, and the other guy we think is another dance crew person, and so we wanted to. I wanted to ask him because it's fair. It's only fair to this guy to give me a response. It took forever to elicit a response for him. Like he just kept avoiding it. He's like, "Oh yeah, he was joking about it." I said, "Just tell me it's not you. It should be simple." And then he just said in one word, "Not me." And then after that, I asked him what his full name was and everything else for the record, and he ignored me after that. So I'm not saying it's suspicious. I'm just saying his response is, it is not him. I'll let you decide if you think it's him or not. But you did call the police. The police you're in California, so I mean, what are they going to do, right? Nothing happened from this police report, and it was just, that's it. That's what happens. That's why the police are garbage in California. Like you literally were threatened with a knife, and nothing came of it. Those guys.
Nothing.
And so I'm looking a little bit deeper into this guy, Jason Facey, a little bit to see if he's got a record, criminal record, anything like that. But as it stands right now, Jason Facey has denied the allegations that he was there or he knows you. Okay? Yeah. So I want everybody to know that. Just want to make sure that that's Pierre. You thought that's who it was because you saw him up close, and that's who your witness that he thought it was too. And so that's why I have to say that. But Jason Facey, for the record, denies it. Okay? All right.
The other guy is Slip Dance.
Slip Dance. Slip Dance on Instagram. I'll put a picture up here. And so these guys are, obviously they're going to deny it. They're not going to say, yeah, I attacked Pierre with a knife. Of course not. But They look just like them, and your witnesses say that that's them. And it's odd that those guys are connected to Andrea, right? So, I mean, that's coincidence.
In the video, you can see the street.
Yeah.
And they are in front of where I used to live.
Yeah, no, we know that's them.
Friends of Andrea.
But the issue is that they're going to say it's not me, and unless there's definitive proof and they've been convicted. That's it. I mean, what happens though is that the coincidences are like this. These guys that look identical to those guys also are featured in videos with Andrea, happen to be there and give you the finger when you're driving away. There's coincidences, just saying, right? Make your own conclusion. But he said no. Okay, this news that we're going to drop right now is the one that we've been holding on. Pierre's been waiting to hear from his lawyer, and we got our definitive proof here that Pierre is alleging, and I think has proof of, Andrea is illegally married to Ali. Because why, Pierre?
Because she is still married with me in Mexico.
And you're not currently married to your new, right? You're not currently married.
No, she's my girlfriend.
She's your girlfriend. So you are still legally married to Andrea Rincon. And why is that? And why? How is that possible if she's married in the U.S. to Ali?
Because she put I don't know how to say in English, but she tried to put that divorce here in Mexico. I never signed. I was like in the U.S., in Colombia, and I never came here. And she supposed that I was divorced.
So she sounds like what she did was she sent you paperwork to get the divorce. You never got the paperwork. You didn't sign it. You are not legally divorced, but there might be some kind of caveat in California that allows it to dissolve if they can't find you. But it sounds like she didn't try to. So we're looking into that. We're going to see what your lawyer says about that. But for all intents and purposes, for now, he never signed any divorce papers. And so Pierre believes that he is still married legally to Andrea.
I'm still married.
You are still married to Andrea right now?
Yes. She put that papers on April.
Okay.
So in March, 1 month after, this is very important, she put that paper in California. But that doesn't count.
Okay.
The first law is the one that counts. So that means she put first in Mexico, second in California. So if she put it before in California, she will be divorced.
Right, which she didn't.
First in Mexico, and she's still married in Mexico. So that means Andrea Rincon is doing bigamy.
Bigamy, okay. And so that could lead to her deportation.
Yes.
Because if she's illegally married to Ali for status or whatever the case may be, because we know that they fight. We have a video of them. I'll watch it afterwards. Their whole relationship is built on lies and deceit and cheating and everything else.
Yeah, I'm helping you.
Okay, dile que no quiero estar contigo, yo quiero estar con él.
I'm helping you, bro. Bro, I'm helping you. I'm trying to tell him to be with you. I'm trying. Bro, what are you gonna do about this?
Andrea, bájate de mi coche.
We know by eyewitness accounts that they don't have a marriage, that they hate each other. It's just a business relationship. And if she did marry Ali for her status, that is highly, highly illegal.
It's a federal crime.
It's a federal crime, and both her and Ali could be federally indicted for that. They can both be in trouble for that. So, I mean, this is all allegations until we have proof of this from the lawyer. But that is that's what Pierre is suggesting right here, and he has paperwork to prove it. And so, Andrea's gonna have a lot to answer for, because if she's there illegally, that's crazy. Because listen to this, at its core, they have a family vlog with a kid named Ferran who makes them all of their money. Okay? And after this interview, I'm going to go through those videos with you guys. I'm going to show you how much money this kid has made them. And Ali is at the center of this thing, making all the money and all the decisions for this. Andrea is just living in his world, and so is Ferran. Ali is the bad guy when it comes to the money, but they're just together for business.
And my question is, Andrea is still married with me. So Ali could give him the permission to use my son. That's child abuse.
Yeah,
what he's doing.
maybe. And I mean, a lawyer would know more about that. I agree. Like if that's your child, you have the rights to your child because you're still married. You still have parental rights anyway, Pierre. And you do have parental rights to tell YouTube to take him off, but apparently they're not listening. So
No.
it is what it is. If you are still completely married to her, then how were you ordered to pay child support if there was no divorce?
How what?
So you remember she waived the child support. We talked about that. How were you ordered to pay child support if you were not divorced legally?
No, I don't understand.
So you were paying child support, right? Before?
Yes.
How were you told to pay child support if you were not divorced, right? They thought you were, right?
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
I was separated.
Okay.
But when I hire a lawyer, finally I can get a little bit of money from in Mexico. So I hire a lawyer and I said to him, I have this issue. I need to see my son. Please help me.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy sent me a big. He said to me, "Give me all the paper you have." And suddenly I have a phone call from him, and he said to me, "Do you want to know something?
Mm-hmm.
You're married." And I said, "No." And he said, "Yes, you're married. This is not dissolved.
Wow.
You are still married." Did
Okay.
she know it? And I said, "No, I don't think so, because she is married in the United States." He said to me, "Wow, guy, this is a huge problem because he is doing bigamy,
Mm-hmm.
and she can be deported."
So now what is the process of that? Does somebody have to report her or what? How do we?
Yes, my lawyer moved everything to the Mexican embassy in California.
Okay.
The Mexican embassy in California is going to give these papers to the government in California.
Wow.
The government in California is going to tell her, "Hey, the justice in Mexico is looking for you.
Ooh.
So she need to come to Mexico. She need to come and be with the judge and me,
Yep.
and the judge is going to decide what's going on."
But if she doesn't go to Mexico, she's safe. Like nothing will happen, right? She's gonna have expensive lawyers and everything. I mean, she's not gonna be forced to do anything unless she's forced to be deported.
If she don't want to come to Mexico, when the moment she put a fruit in Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
she can be in jail.
Which then and she'll just probably stay away from Mexico.
Immediately.
Okay, so that's the big bomb drop. I know everybody's been waiting for that. That's really, and again, I just feel like it is a pretty big deal, but at the same time, I feel like if you're rich and everything else, it just doesn't matter to people, right? But if she didn't even know it, it still doesn't make it less illegal. It's still illegal what she did.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Even if she didn't know, but she's going to have her side to say, well, we think we dissolved this and blah, blah, blah. But your lawyer is stating she did not do that. It is not done properly. There's no signatures, nothing has happened. So there's no legal divorce, and she then would be illegally married. And is there some conjecture that she might have been married in Cuba as well?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this woman's been married 3 times.
3 times.
And like the life that she has led and leading up to this point where she is now an influencer, a family vlogger, but lived her whole life in this debaucherous type of lifestyle as a porn star and everything else leading up to this moment. It's all based on a bed of lies. All of this is. And violence, and just she's been lying to her fans. Now that it's coming out who she really is, it's starting to affect her. She's losing fans on Instagram. They've disabled their comments. People are starting to see who Andrea really is because she comes across as a sweet girl. But she is a violent, very, very mean person to those in her life, to not only you, to not only Ali, but to Ferran, and we have proof of that. We also have proof, and we also have eyewitness testimony from somebody inside of the home that knows that Ferran is unhappy and cries all the time because of the life that he leads. We also know that Andrea does not parent these kids that she has. She passes them off to nannies after videos are done and goes and works on herself, goes to the gym, does whatever she wants, dances with other guys, and does all these things. Her and Ali do not have a marriage. That's just the way this is. It's a business relationship, and at its core, Ferran is the one being exploited. And Ferran is leading a very lonely life because he can't have friends. He can't go to people's houses. Because Ali monitors everything that little kid does because he does not want it getting out this truth. He does not want Ferran to get this truth.
He doesn't want to contact me when he's real dad.
Exactly.
And unfortunately for Andrea, I'm his husband. at this moment.
You are still legally her husband at this moment. You are, and you will always be, regardless of anything, Ferran's biological father. And what we talked about earlier, what pisses me off and what pisses you off a lot, is that Ali still continues to be this guy who's like, this is my son, this is my son, this is my son. It's not nowhere near it. Even the inside information we got from the person was like, they don't even have a father-son relationship. It's like a bro relationship. It's like, what's up? Here's some video games. Here's some of this. Here's some of this. And if it's true that Ali is investing in crypto coin for Ferran, that shit's worthless right now. So he has nothing if he's investing in that stuff. The truth about Andrea is out here. Now you know who she is, and we have receipts and proof, video and otherwise, of her acting out in violence in multiple ways, and Pierre's word of mouth testimony about it all. And now we know that she has been abusive towards Ali and is abusive towards her cleaners in her house and everything else. She is unhinged. And she's an influencer, and she's an exploiter, and she's not a good parent. She is all around a trash bag of a human being, and you should not watch her because it's all a big lie.
That's correct. And suddenly, since I began to talk about this situation, the truth, suddenly she made videos that, I love you, Ferran. I'm the perfect mom. She knows this is a totally lie.
Yep.
I swear for God.
Oh, I know. And you know, remember the video in the mall, which we know was a huge setup? They know this is going, and they're trying to mitigate it by doing these videos. They think they're going to be like, oh yeah, we're best friends. And it makes it worse because we know you're lying. Like we know straight up that you're just a big bag of liars. And so whatever, it is what it is. Let them do what they're going to do. But they can't get away from the evidence that we have in this video right now. Now, the marriage thing is a big deal because that is literally like federal law. And if and Ali might not even know that she's still married to you. They've broken federal law without knowing it. It's still breaking federal law. Ali might not know. And you know, after this video, he's going to be lawyering up and checking on this for sure. Right? They're going to check it.
The second one that my government is going to call is Ali.
Yep. Because they can fake and say, well, we didn't know. And maybe they didn't know, but it doesn't matter. But what I think they're going to do and say is that, oh, this was dissolved. There might be a caveat in the law. And some of my fans might know a lot about this in California law, that there might be some kind of caveat that allows that if you're not in the country to dissolve the marriage. So it's not settled. We don't know yet. But according to your lawyer, it is what it is. So we're going to let that kind of sit and let the law take care of it if it is in fact illegal what they are doing.
Yes.
All right. Pierre, thanks for this video. This has been a good one. Heartbreaking to watch little Ferran cry. That's, you know, it's so hard. That, again, it's less about him being hurt by his mom, and he's heartbroken. And the fact that she did that right before he left speaks volumes to me. It sounds like she's lashing out to him because you're going to pick him up, and that her life was at that moment falling apart because she didn't have Ali, she didn't have you, and everything is falling apart. And so after this video, I'm going to go break down that video that you sent me where you and her were recording talking to Ali about Ali getting all the passwords, because that shit is crazy that he owned all that stuff even though it was yours. By the way, yours and Andrea's, that was yours together, and now you've been locked out of it. So in the end, if justice is served, which I doubt it will be, but if it does, you are even owed a big chunk of that because you're the one who started all that.
Yes.
Right? So that's a big deal. So anyway, Pierre, thanks for coming on. We will continue to update you guys as we know more. And I appreciate you, Pierre. Keep fighting for your son. If you have anything else to say, make sure you keep doing videos. When he gets old enough to watch the internet by himself and get away from this, he will be able to watch the videos and know that you love him. All right, Pierre, I really appreciate it. Until next time, man, keep fighting, and I will see you next time.
Thank you very much, Josh. God bless you.
You too, buddy.
All your friends.
So as promised, I've got this video, but I realize it's like 12 and a half minutes long of Andrea and Ali on the phone. You're never going to get anything like this. This is coming from an unnamed source. I'm actually just going to do an entire video on this 12-minute thing. So I'm going to talk to you about what their relationship was like, how this all happened, and you think that they're happily married today? It's going to be crazy, but here it is.
You can take half and don't give me my password or what?
Password.
My Instagram password.
Take it. I'm gonna change everything and just give you everything. Okay?
No. I need my password now. What do you do on my Instagram? Just tell me.
Okay. Just wanted to show you that we had something there. So I'm going to go over that whole video. I'm going to show you what she really is like. It's also going to prove to you that she doesn't speak English. And so all these responses that she's sending back to Pierre, they're not from her. They're either from Ali or they're from her lawyer. They're likely from Ali. That's what I'm thinking. He's telling her what to say. Remember, at the core of this, everybody, is a little kid named Ferran, who is their money-making machine, which we're going to do the next video on. I know I was going to say he's going to do here. It's just too long. But I had someone compile literally every view that Ferran is in every video on their channel. And it's not going to surprise you that this kid is owed at least 1/3 of all the money. Do you think they honestly are going to give this kid 1/3 of the money? Because he's in every single video. And we're going to go through those view counts. And I'm going to show you what they've likely made in a big, giant ballpark range. And that will have nothing to do with ad reads or anything like that. Just AdSense. It's going to be in the 8 figures, everybody. Do you think that this kid has 8 figures in his bank account? Do you think he does? He doesn't. You are processing your uncaused divorce of Pierre Carlos Lepine, which is admitted for processing in terms of the provision articles. Anyway, okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically he's serving her some papers. And Pierre's lawyer and Pierre both think that Pierre is still married to Andrea, which has a lot of lasting ramifications for Andrea federally and for Ali. And I'm not even sure she knows. I don't think that she married Ali illegally by, like, out of spite or anything to stay in the country or anything. I don't think that. I just don't think that she knows that she's still literally legally married to Pierre. Yikes. Big federal legal yikes is what that is. So we're going to continue. I'm going to show you the other video day after tomorrow, because tomorrow I got a video where I'm breaking down behind the scenes of Piper Raquel with Tiffany. Crazy video. And then I'll do this one. So stay tuned for that. Guys, make sure you're heading over and supporting Pierre on YouTube and all the channels and everything else. Just helping him out, shouting him out, spreading these videos. This is it's starting to happen. Things are starting to shift. I can feel it. Something is going to happen. Okay, and I hope it's not violence. I really, really don't. Pierre is actually scared for his life to go to LA. And he's told me that. And he's got good reason to be. Like, guy was literally threatened with a knife by somebody. Don't forget the domestic violence reports. Is that Ali was scared he was being followed too. So it's not just Pierre being all in his head about it. Ali did it too. So Andrea uses her thirst to attract dudes who will do things for her. That's my conjecture. That's my allegation. But why? You're nasty, Andrea. You're just the nastiest piece of work. Ferran deserves better. He deserves a loving father who's going to treat him with respect, kindness, compassion, not some thirst-trap mom on TikTok making shitty videos and then throwing her kids to the nannies when she leaves. That's not a good childhood. This kid is not being fostered into a good situation. It's going to end bad if you continue down this path. He needs his family. He needs his heritage. And you're not giving him any of that. So, everybody, take a deep breath with me. This story, I feel like I'm also sad because they're such a big family with millions of dollars and they can hire all the lawyers. And it's just, the justice system makes it so unfair for those who are poor between those and those who are rich. And there's no other way to say it. That's just the way it goes. You can afford better legal care if you are rich. You can afford better lawyers. You can afford people who know how to manipulate the law better. It's just simply unfair because Ferran is the victim here. All of it. Pierre is too, but Ferran is. And the only person fighting for him is his dad in Mexico. And it's really sad. So, thank you for being here, and thank you for watching this video. Spread this one around. You guys are amazing and valuable. Don't you forget it, and I will see you tomorrow.